This is Kolomenskoye Architectural Reserve. The building you're looking at here is a gate from a monastery relocated here in 1933. It's a 17th century building. And this and the other wooden buildings here are some of the architectural heritage of Russia. And the park was created by a man named Baranski in the Soviet period after the revolution to try and preserve some of the old buildings that were otherwise being demolished to make way for Soviet construction. And this was a former, aristocratic country estate, and so this land was put to use to become this park and architectural reserve. In more recent times, they've done some recreations. This is a recreation of the wooden palace of Tsar Alexander. And there's a very old church behind those trees over there. But the reason I'm here is because this is where George Drew came in 1937. He photographed a lot of these old buildings, and those photographs were reproduced with his articles. But he didn't photograph the most notable thing he said he saw here, which was a labor camp surrounded by barbed wire with machine gun turrets. And you can tell that there's a lot of space here. It's certainly possible, and there were a lot of labor camps in the Soviet Union in 1937. But there are a couple of strange things about George Drew's claim. The first one is the fact that he was being guided by intourists, and so it seems highly unlikely that they would have put Kolomenskoye on the tour if it was at that time being used to house a labor camp. Second, it certainly wasn't a permanent labor camp, a GULAG here. I was at the GULAG Museum and I looked at their map of all their known locations of labor camps, and they had also marked on the map temporary ones, and there was none in the neighborhood of Kolomenskoye. Third, he said that the workers who were he saw here were those who had been used to complete the Volga Canal, which was officially opened when he was here. So this is a plausible claim as well. The only thing about it that makes it somewhat unlikely is that the Volga Canal is to the north of the city, and Kolomenskoye, where I am now, is considerably to the south, particularly in 1937. Now it's been incorporated in Moscow, but it would have been in the southern outskirts. So of course it is possible the Soviets would have put their workers on the opposite side of the city to their project, but I consider it highly unlikely.